gorgeous people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Clarabelle and I'm so delighted to have you here with us today. We are growing and I'm super excited and I want us to continue to grow as a family. So I have my C-Bell gang. I'm going to be calling her C-Bell because my name is Clarabelle, like you all know. So I'm going to be calling you guys C-Bell gang, right? Or let me know what name you think is perfect for our community. Let me know in the comment section. What name do you think is perfect for us? Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. It means a lot to me. So let's dive into today's topic. Today, I'm going to be talking about conversations and how to have effective conversations, because communication is so important to our daily lives. Whether we like it or not, we cannot do without having conversation. I have been in situations where I have had conversations with people, and when I drop off the phone, I'm thinking, how did I even get here? Why did I make this phone call in the beginning? Because the outcome of that conversation didn't go right. Some of you have lost relationships that would have led to marriage, but because you don't know how to communicate, you find yourself losing relationships. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to communicate better so you can have a long-lasting relationship. So, romantic relationships, to friendship relationships, to work relationship, to every kind of relationship. Knowing how to have a healthy conversation will help you retain and sustain good relationships. So let's dive in. So the first one on my list today is, for you to have a more effective communication or conversation, you have to learn how to listen. I think that is one thing I had to caution myself, and I'm being honest, because when I speak on my videos, I don't speak as though I'm a saint, because I'm also a work in progress. Don't interrupt people when they speak. It's annoying, it is disrespectful. When people speak, allow them to finish what they are saying before you jump in. Listening will help you extract better information, because sometimes when you interrupt people when they are talking, they lose their chain of thought, or sometimes you would have lost valuable information that would have been given to you if only you were quiet. When you master the art of listening, people would always want to come to you to have conversation because they feel heard. In order for you to have a very effective and healthy conversation, you need to learn to listen. Listening is a very good skill that you can cultivate. I'm learning not to interrupt conversation, because that's something I know that I do so much, that I have to kind of caution myself, because I want to be a better communicator. I want to have a long-lasting friendships and relationship, and even in my romantic relationship, I want us to have a more healthy and grounded conversations, because when you're talking while other people are talking, it just makes the relationship or conversation unhealthy. Listening is a very, very good skill that you have to cultivate in order to have effective conversations. Another thing that might be affecting your conversation or your communication with people is because you don't allow other people to share their opinion. You kind of dismiss everyone's opinion except yourself. Do you know someone that sounds like this? For you to have a more effective relationship with your partner or friendship, you need to also buy into other people's opinion. You might not understand it, you might not believe in that, but you cannot afford to dismiss their opinion and make them feel stupid. It's not all about you. It's a two-way street. It's a conversation. So if I share my own opinion, you don't have to buy my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion, but you're not going to dismiss that opinion. I get you. I understand you. I don't buy into it, but I understand where you're coming from. It allows you to be more open-minded. But when you constantly dismiss the other person's opinion and shove your own opinion towards that person, it makes the conversation awkward. Learning to allow people share their opinion, whether you buy into it or not. Allow them to speak their mind, allow them to have opinions, because it's not about you. We see things differently. And at the end of the day, you don't have to buy into what I said, and I don't have to buy into what you said, but we have a mutual respect for one another's opinion. That is another way to have a more healthy and effective communication or conversation. Another way to have a more effective communication is read the room. Recently, sometimes I've found myself in a conversation with a friend or conversation with my partner where I just feel like my partner is not really taking this conversation well. Be sensitive to other people's feelings. I've been in that situation several times where I'm talking and maybe these things I'm saying is kind of affecting the other person's emotions. I can feel it. I just know that if I don't stop here, this is going to cause a chaos, or this would even break up this relationship if I'm not careful. So be sensitive to other people's emotions. When you're having conversations and you begin to notice that the other person is not comfortable, or the other person is feeling kind of emotional about what you're saying, please try to discontinue that conversation or what you're talking about. Be sensitive to the other person. Try ways to indirectly or stylishly move the conversation to another direction that is more joyous, that is more, positive. Some people are very sensitive, so be mindful, pay attention, read the room, especially when both of you are not seeing each other. It's probably on the phone. Even through the phone, you can just tell how the other person sounds or how they feel or how the emotions are getting high. I recently had that one sometime this week, and the conversation was going somewhere I did not like, and I was kind of sensitive, and the other person was also kind of sensitive. I gradually diverted the conversation into another thing, because a conversation into something that is more more joyous, just to brush up everything. And we ended the conversation on a good note. We ended the phone conversation on a good note. But if I have lingered with that situation or what I was talking about, that could eventually affect the other person's emotions, and she might not call me again, or the relationship will just go sour. So just pay attention when you're talking to people. Pay attention to the room. Timing is very important. Know when to stop that conversation. Divert that conversation into something that is more exciting, instead of trying to drag this issue that is kind of sensitive, is making the other person feel uncomfortable. Stylishly find ways to dive into a more positive conversation, something that could lighten up the room, something that would be funny, so that even if you guys would have to come back to that topic or whatever it is that you guys are discussing, it will not end on a bad note. So learn this and know peace, okay? And even in romantic relationship, a lot of you must have lost a very good relationship due to this habit of not understanding and not being sensitive to one another's emotions. Is very, very important. You might just end this phone call and never hear back from this guy, or never hear back from this lady, and you're asking yourself what really went wrong. Just pay attention to the room. What kind of affects communication in a very negative way is when you're boastful. You're a very boastful person. You like to boast about your achievements. For you to have healthy conversation, don't make the conversation or communication all about you. It's not a good way to have an effective relationship or communication or conversation. It's not about you. It can never be about you. So let other people also shine. The moment one person calls you to share their news, or maybe they want to tell you about their accomplishment, you're already overtaking the conversation. Oh, congrats. Do you know that I also did this? Do you know that? Oh, yesterday I got a call from my supervisor. Yeah, I can do this. I have the skills for this. The other day I went to this. I did this. It is so annoying. It's not about you. Let the person that called you to share their good news shine. Sometimes all you just need to do is to congratulate the other person. Your time will come to share your news. But when people come to you to share good news with you, the one moment you're saying congratulations, you're turning the conversation to be about you. You seem like a person that cannot tolerate other people's shine. So please pay attention to this. You might not really notice this, but these could be things that are affecting your friendship, any kind of relationship. Allow people to shine when they need to, especially when they give you a call and to share their good news. Let it be all about them. Congratulate them. Tell them, I want to be like you. I'm so happy for you. Recently, a friend of mine called me to share a good news, and I was just like, I just love the idea of growth. But imagine my friend called me to share her good news, and all I want to tell her is, do you know that I've achieved this? Oh yes, I also did this and this. I also shine like the I want to shine. I'll shine the congratulation I'm supposed to be giving my friend. It is a bad attitude. Some of you don't even know that you have it, but it's something we all have to pay attention to. So when people call me to share good news, even if I have anything to share or any good news to share at that time, it is not my time to share it. Give them time to shine, give them time to soak in, congratulate them, be happy for them. Maybe another time you can also call them to share your good news. But this is an arrogant behavior. This is not a good behavior. It's just not a good way to have a conversation. So do pay attention to this. It's so important. For you to have healthy conversations or healthy communications, you need to allow people, give the other person the time to shine as much as you also want to be given the time to shine. It should be balanced, okay? Another thing you have to pay attention for you to have a very effective communication, avoid asking intrusive questions. Don't try to poke questions on people just to get information from them. Don't always try to be in people's businesses. When people call you, let them have conversation, let it flow naturally. If people want to tell you things, let them feel comfortable to share things with you. But don't be asking people intrusive questions, like things that you know that if the tables are turned, when they ask you the same question, you probably might not answer. You need to learn to respect boundaries. You need to know when you're crossing the line. I just feel like it's very disrespectful. It shows that you're a busybody, and people run away from busybodies. There are people that really don't like to share. They're very private. If you're a private person, I just don't think that it's fair enough for you to also go around trying to look for know other people's story, but you're unwilling to share yours as well. So let's be mindful of this attitude and character. People avoid talking to you or having a phone conversation with you. It makes the conversation unhealthy. It makes the other person feel uncomfortable because now you're trying to force conversations they are not ready to share, because it kind of affects our relationships. Whether we acknowledge it or not, people would try to avoid having conversations with you. People would avoid calling you on the phone if possible. So truly pay attention to this attitude. This is not a good way to have healthy conversations, okay? Finally, avoid giving people advice when they have not asked you to give them one. And I would confess, it's something I'm learning, I'm relearning, I'm unlearning from. Like I told you guys, I love to counsel, I love to encourage. So if somebody calls me to tell me things, I'm probably very quick to start giving advices instead of trying to listen to what this person has to say. Avoid or restrain yourself from giving unsolicited advice that you're not called to give, because sometimes people just want to vent. People just want you to listen to them, and that's all they need you to do at that time. They don't need your advice. They don't need you to tell them what is wrong from what is right. They just need you to listen. If they ask you for your opinion, maybe go ahead and share. Clara, what do you think I should do in this situation? Then you can go ahead and start giving them your own advice on how to help them resolve that situation. But if they've not asked for it, all you need to do at that point is to hush and just listen. Okay, that's probably what they need from you at that time. I love to encourage, I love to counsel, so I have to also learn not to when I'm not asked to, okay? It's so important to know how to have effective communication, and I hope that you apply all these things that we've talked about today, and I hope to see you guys another time. And until then, remain beautiful like always. Remember that you're loved, you're beautiful, you are valuable, you are precious. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, and I will catch you in my next video. Until then, remain blessed. Bye.